All right. Looks like I'm 2 minutes early. Let's see if let's see if anyone shows up. I I obviously have not done this in a long time. So anyone that does come here, I'm grateful that you showed up to this. Today I'm going to talk about the evolution of microcurrent technology and the Russian. Let me just make sure it's working. If anyone's out there and can say something on the chat, can you hear me? Uh, Please let me know. Can you hear me? I know this was pretty last minute, so I have a feeling that yeah, I guess. Well, I guess I will wait until someone shows up before I start, since I can probably edit this video afterwards as far as having a replay. Um, and let's see. Yeah, but it would be nice to hear from. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Just type in a yep, I can hear you. Because it appears to be working, but I haven't done a live on YouTube in a long time. So yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll just get started anyway. So today I'm going to tell you about, or I'm going to talk about the microcurrent that technology that I've been involved with for getting on 2 decades now, starting with the Scanar devices. It's a device from Russia. Lots of deep research. It started from a secret Soviet space program that where they were trying to be somewhat autonomous in space. And anyway, I covered a lot of that in the video that is linked here in the description of this live here, so you can go watch that video if you want more background on kind of the history of these devices with the microcurrent. But basically, the way I describe it is that this is more of a waveform specific microcurrent rather than one of the other brands actually out there is called frequency specific microcurrent. And there's some good technology behind those devices too. So I'm definitely not speaking to that specifically, but this was oriented much more along the lines of trying to back engineer the there's someone's actually here. Um, Basically, the concept was to try to back engineer the that might have just been an animal. I think the deer are trying to eat my plants out there. Um, so the idea is to was to back engineer the the types of neurological signals that we send through our bodies for intracellular communication, and to be able to use these same waveforms to try to mimic the same signals that the body naturally uses. So so that's what the Russians did back in the 90s. Probably started in the 80s, I believe. But that was a secret program, and until the Soviet Union collapsed, it was secret. But when they did collapse, it was opened up to private industry, and that's when these technologies started to become available. And this was the well, this device, the prof scanner was kind of the evolution the of the scanner devices from Russia. This one was made in the Netherlands by a joint project. Um, it's a nice device, but very complicated to use. And it's a professional device. These devices last I knew they were selling for $4,400, and that was like a decade ago. So when it comes to our kind of modern version of that, which is called the Pinnacle, it's currently until midnight tonight, it is basically $5,000, which, considering how much other things have gone up in price since these devices were made. And by the way, I ordered my Pinnacle device today myself, so I don't have one to show you, but I'm definitely getting in myself before the price increase. I have to budget these things just like anyone. I run a small business here, but I've been involved with these devices for a long time. In fact, this was not the first device I had, but this is the one of the predecessors to it, the 97.4 Plus. There was also a 97.4 that came before this. These were all from this company Ritm, RITM, and they were very complicated to use. And that's what's been improved really in the modern versions. I told the story of how these U.S. made products, such as this is the Evolution device, and how they came about and became available. And I'm grateful that we have an American company developing this technology where maybe the Russians left us off, and making them a lot easier to use. Both this device and the Pinnacle device are much easier to use from all the accounts I've heard. Like I said, I don't have my Pinnacle device yet. I'll probably have it in a couple weeks, and I'll be able to make more detailed videos about that device. That has the diagnostic capabilities of devices like these Russian devices, but also has a multitude of programs, like 65 different programs, and I'll go over some of that as well later once I get to a bunch of the questions that have come in. Um, and but the bottom line is that these devices are much easier to use than the Russian devices were. And the concept was a a a way of triggering the body to jumpstart the healing process. It's like a kickstarter of the healing process, and the reason for that conceptually is that we are constantly bombarded with signals from our environments now more than ever. We've been bombarded with electromagnetics now in our biosphere, to the point where it's like almost impossible to get away from all of that. We have to specifically make efforts to keep these technologies, like the wireless technologies, away from us. And by the way, I do all these. If I stream or whatever, no wireless stuff. Everything's hardwired, and I try to help people make changes like that in their lives too. Um, but but yeah, the so the concept originally, they described it as a way of triggering the body to cause the release of various neuropeptides, and also the idea is to like get through all the chaos of all the bombardment of all the signals that we're getting that confuse our body about why the healing is not happening, because we have so much stimulus. And perfect time for me to give the disclaimer. I am not a health professional. I I don't give any medical advice. Um, I, I, None of my statements have been evaluated by the FDA. None of the ideas or products that I am talking about should be construed as medical advice uh, for the treatment, cure, prevention, or mitigation of any disease. If you have any kind of disease syndrome, please consult a professional and get some help. Um, but that being said, now these devices are actually classified under the 510K microcurrent classification, which is where the TENS devices fall. Uh, so, um, but I'm not a health professional, and I don't make any claims to as far as the results that might be achieved with these devices. Although I have had great results myself with them on various musculoskeletal issues, sports injuries, and things like that. Um, and and so yeah, so the concept is like, okay, we're being bombarded by all these signals all over the place, and our body sometimes doesn't know where to send the healing energy. And this is kind of a way of saying like, hey, over here, this is what's going on. Focus on this, release some neuropeptides over here. Now there's a lot of different conceptual models of health that have evolved more since the neuropeptide concepts that were spoken about by the Russians. So as the model of the bioenergetic um, human has evolved, because a lot more studies have been done on our electromagnetic nature and the importance of that. So the neuropeptide thing is just one aspect, one theory, uh, and let's get into the frequency range. So with the various devices, the the package of in here, I have my eye goggles. Those are separate. Those are really hard to get right now, but we will have them available again. They just come in batches, and they're always at this point pre-sold before they arrive. But when more are scheduled to arrive, we'll have them on the website. And again, to learn more about this, you can click the link on in the description of this video, or also just go to healthharmonic.com/micro, and that'll take you right to the page that describes the various instruments, the Evolution, which I'm holding here, and the Pinnacle device are our most popular devices. The Pinnacle is the Pinnacle, of course. I had almost purchased the previous model, which was called the Pro Sport. Um, And I'm glad I didn't because the Pinnacle has basically replaced the pro sport. It goes above and beyond what it does everything the pro sport did, same frequency range as well, um, and does has the testing capabilities and what the Russians call dosing capabilities that that these original rhythm devices had, and but incorporate also a lot of really good custom programs, um, and have custom programming capability so you can create your own custom programs as well. Whereas this device is just it has 8 preset programs on it. It's very versatile for for the 8 programs. They're great. They're all great programs, and they can be used in combination to do a lot to accomplish a lot of things. But this is fixed with the 8 programs, whereas the Pinnacle allows a lot more uh, adjustment to be made for again for custom programming, but also for just in the fact that instead of 8, you're essentially getting like 65 different programs that can be used in different ways, like with solfeggio frequencies and different Schumann resonance, all kinds of stuff. And I'll get into some of those details here. But but let's get back to so the frequency range. These are some of the common questions I've been getting over the weekend. Frequency range is of the Pinnacle device because this one's just it's got preset programs, so you can't really go right to one frequency. Um, so the Pinnacle has a range from zero point 0.5 hertz to 1565 hertz. So that's the range. It also has various modulation settings that can take that into higher frequency domains as well. But that's the basic, which is actually much wider range than this Rhythm device was, the Prof Scanar. All these original devices had a range up to 350 hertz. That was pretty much the limit. I'm pretty sure that I'm remembering right on that. Um, so yeah, these whereas the Pinnacle goes up to 1565, and again, it's got all these presets and programs that go along with the all the training and it's got a very comprehensive book. The of course the book is specific to the particular instrument, but this is the book for the Evolution, and you can see it's got a lot of really really detailed, it's graphical. It's got a lot of images to show where where the electrode placement goes and all that kind of stuff. um, I I I really like using all the different accessories. It's got ear clip electrodes. That's kind of getting into more of the CES type of cranial electrical stimulation type of effect. There's a lot of devices that use that. We have a device on healthharmonic.com, which is called the CES Ultra CES. Which is a much simpler device. The CES devices tend to be much simpler than these devices, but the cool thing is this allows more versatile programs to be run in the same manner that a CES device um, is running. But then there's other more advanced types of CES devices like Alpha Stim and various other devices. Again, those are also microcurrent devices, fall into the same category of FDA classification under the 510K classification. So, so that and the warranty on these devices is 2-year parts and labor warranty. They're US made. So that and we've had great luck with these devices. They hold up much better than the Russian devices ever did. The European-made uh, Russian devices did hold up really well too, but these are definitely in the same caliber, if not even better quality manufacturing made in Texas. And and I got a question about an auto shutoff because uh, someone was asking if it can run all night, and and the Pinnacle can be set to run all night. The There is an auto shutoff after 1 hour, and I'm pretty sure there's no way of defeating that with the Evolution. Um, but a lot of the really a lot of the sessions are quite a bit shorter than that. So, so that's that. I was also getting some information that there are some vax injury protocols, but since we're on YouTube, I'm gonna put a cap on that and not say anything else on that. Um, so so yeah, um, that's that's mostly what I've been getting as far as questions. But I guess since I haven't gotten any questions coming in live, and I'm doing this again at 6 o'clock in case I get more people later in the day. But what I wanted to do is, um, whoops, I need to find. Okay, I just have to open this manual for some reason. It's not. I thought it was open. Okay, so the just to go over some of the and again, I I'm not a I'm not a professional here at all. So none of this should be construed as any advice for any particular person or situation. But I'm just gonna just kind of read through some of the programs that are in here. And again, there's custom programs as well. There's a 783 harmonics, Schumann harmonics program, a solfeggio program. There's a number of like frequency specific programs like between zero point 0.5 and 4 hertz, 3 to 8 hertz, 7 to 12 hertz. These are all really common ranges, 12 to 32 hertz, 32 to 45 hertz. So these are just some of the the standard programs that are in the Pinnacle device. And there's also a few randomized frequency programs called the eSTEM programs. There's 4 of those, and there's um, an HGH program, a um, a a fast um, fast twitch muscle sports injuries, um, exercise type of programs. There's a huge amount. Um, the There's a bunch of nerve type of programs. The blue they call. Um, and various various programs that I would use for like pain and inflammation, various programs that I would use for just general pain type of things, sports injuries again, deep stimulate. There's there's a lot of really cool protocols. This is one of the external electrodes that comes with the deluxe package of either the Evolution or the Pinnacle. And by the way, the deluxe package for each of those two has somewhat different accessories they call little wings, which it goes back to that term came from the Russian protocols, but it involves using it right here to help release to release clogged up energy in the neck and shoulders. And it really helps relax. Basically, what it's doing is it's causing involuntary muscular movements that help kind of release tension and release blocked up energy in that. There's also a with the Pinnacle, there is a mitochondrial program which has there so that the deluxe package comes with with gloves and electrode gloves and socks that have silver lining to conduct the energy, and so there's specific programs for mitochondrial revitalization type of thing, and and there's a vaso dilation type of program, trauma. One of the things that the Russian doctors were always really big on was using these in trauma situations to help really calm down the individual then the assessment can be properly made with so there I've known quite a few ERs that were using these devices with their ambulance work and very powerful in short periods of time to really calm people down. So that's another thing. Lots of nerve stuff, neurological things. I would definitely use it for neuropathy. Lots of soft tissue stuff, tendon and ligament type of stuff. Muscle damage, muscle injuries. Uh, I'm avoiding certain words that are oriented towards medical conditions, but yeah, so there's oh yeah, and the these electrodes right that are right on the unit. I've used these open wounds, and it's phenomenal. Um, the the ability of the the s- the electrical the way the electrical stimulation seems to help suture the skin together is really unique, and but it does require extremely low intensities, and the Pinnacle device would be the device for that in terms of being able to get into the low intensity. That this device has a mode where it goes up to a total of 250 increments of intensity, but it allows you to set it in a low mode, and the whole 250 range is 0 to 10. So it makes it a much more precise low intensity, and anytime there's an open wound, That's key because we have direct conductivity into the blood potentially, and that's where not much power is needed. Very, very low intensity is is has been quite effective in my experience. Um, so so yeah, there is a trauma specific program for that. Um, all kind, yeah, it's huge. There's so much in the as far as programs in the Pinnacle device. That's really the professional device. It's kind of the even though this one's called the Evolution, the Pinnacle is like the evolution of this device. Um, so that at least that's how I see it. And then I didn't talk much about the eye stuff, but the eye goggles are um, are really awesome for all kinds of eye stuff. Um, you'd have to contact me privately, and we can discuss um, any more specifics on that. Uh, yeah, these are great. It's very unique to be able to have a an electrode like this that's specifically designed for use on the eyes. And those sessions are really short as well. There's also a lot of skin protocols and programs um, for rejuvenation of the skin and I mean there's been entire practices oriented around doing an electromagnetic facelift with 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 these devices originally, and that all this information has just become much more easy to access as the devices have become much more simple to operate. Um, there's various different types of skin type of skin programs. This was one of the original external electrodes. Back when we were selling the Rhythm devices from the Netherlands, there wasn't much more than this. It was the electrodes were pretty scarce. There wasn't much variety in terms of how to apply them. But this was the basically the small version of what's on the device itself. And yeah, and so yeah, and then as I mentioned, the I think I misspoke before. The frequency range goes up to 1563. So so point 0.5 to 1563, and then so those that's for custom programming. You can do all kinds of stuff as you learn more about how to create the custom programs. But there's also all these specific. There's 12 specific um, modes. So these are different than the programs. So these modes go through a sequence of programs. Again, this is specific to the Pinnacle device. So the this includes things like nerve pain, um, nerve damage, joint pain, joint damage, muscle pain, damage. So basically, I'm going through what's on here: tendon pain damage, bone pain damage, pain and chronic pain, wound healing, post-surgical, basic treatment cycle, acute acute injuries, pain, keloid scars and scar pain, deep internal tissue, soft tissue regeneration. So those are the 12, and then again we get into the custom programs, and and there's a lot more lymph stuff. I've mentioned quite a bit of this. There's also clearness of mind and mental function, fluid retention in joints and tissues, blood flow, circulation, scar tissue, soft tissue, and mucous membranes. So it's huge what's included with the Pinnacle. And again, also with either the Pinnacle or the this Evolution, there is the optional accessories, and I'll be doing more with those as as I move forward. You know, once I get the Pinnacle device, I'll be doing a lot of additional video. The various devices like there's a scalar device that plugs right in to here and basically converts the energy from the from the device into a scalar field that can be applied on a specific area of my body. For example, I always like to use myself as an example, a little safer that way. Um, and yeah, and then there's also the newest edition, which just started shipping, which is called the Sana Chi. So there's the Scalar Chi, and again, we have all these on our website. You can visit healthharmonic.com/micro, and that'll take you. It has all the different units and the accessories. Um, the um, the new Sana Chi combines the LED lights, infrared and visible light, as well as either PEMF or the scalar. So it's got a switch so you can switch it back and forth. The lights are always on, but then it can run either PEMF or scalar. In the case of the PEMF, and we've got some various other accessories for PEMF as well, some pads and things like that, also connect right to the device and convert the signals into a pulsed magnetic field. So I work with some various other PEMF devices too, but this is just a way of getting these same programs and various modes and things within that PEMF field generated by the various accessories. So so yeah, that's some about the accessories, and I think that kind of covers it, unless any of you have any questions. I know this was pretty last minute, so I don't have a lot of people on, especially because I haven't gone live on my or Facebook. This is not Facebook. I haven't gone live on my YouTube channel in a long time, many years. So I'm sure that's why I'm not getting a lot of people from there who forgot who I was. Um, but yeah, and again, the link to the video I posted Friday, which is all about the history of this technology and how it came to be, is linked in the description of this video, and also on the page that's linked below, the Health Harmonic .com/micro. That'll take you right to that page where you can also watch that video and check out these devices and consider one for yourself. And of course, the reason I'm doing this now is because they have a major price increase happening after tonight at midnight. So I'll be going on again live at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, to do this again, and and hopefully get some live questions And yeah, and so basically, the bottom line is that this device, the Evolution, is going up by $1,000, which is a real bummer. I'm not stoked about that. But this device, as well as the Pinnacle, are both going up by $1,000 uh, tomorrow. So get your orders in now. And you can also reach out to me, contact me if you have any questions. Um, Hopefully the AI won't get this, but 541 434 You can reach me by phone. And yeah, I was gonna try. I want to do live things like this in the future, where I can actually take calls on that number and patch them through. I'm working on the tech behind that. It's not going to happen by 6 o'clock. I was gonna try to pull it off, but this computer is just not capable of doing that. So I'm working on getting a setup where I can do that and be able to also stream to my Rumble channel. Um, yeah, so I've been posting a lot more on my Rumble channel. Reach out and ask me about that if you want to hear about it. Still just getting started on Rumble, but got some really good videos on there about some subjects that cannot be spoken about on this platform. That's for sure, because I've been highly censored for it on this platform. So, yeah, um, check that out. Check me out at healthharmonic.com, also forbiddentreatment.com. Little little side note. Um, and yeah, and yeah, look forward to hearing from you. Again, I'll be again at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, check out Health Micro and learn more about these devices. And I've got a chat link on the websites as well, so you can chat with me by text if you prefer to do that. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.